But the bonds you build with the guys, I feel like being able to have the opportunity to come last year early and experience them, you get a lot of connections with guys that you haven't met yet or didn't know. And after being here for a year, just when you work out with guys, like the connection just that's built is really strong. So,
how would you describe this first year for you personally?
Yeah, huge learning experience going from spring ball, the ups and downs, and having a really good practice to having a bad practice, which somebody would have one of those in a while. So just a lot of ups and downs and learning life lessons as well. Had a lot of those this year. Just how to deal with when things don't go your way, they do get your way. Don't get too high, don't get too low.
What was it like for you when, before the CFP, and Bo decides to leave and kind of elevated to number 2? What was that process like for you and that experience?
Yeah, it was a good experience. It was kind of one of the things like you always want to prepare like you're gonna get in the game, you're gonna be the guy. So from that aspect, growing each week. Week 1 at West Virginia looked a lot different than whatever week that was versus Notre Dame. So it looked a lot different. So kind of just that preparation piece was the biggest.
Getting into the game against SMU, what was that like?
Yeah, that was a great experience as well. You learn a lot from game live reps. Things to do, things not to do. So I think those were really important. They're really important for my growth as a football player and as a person.
Ethan, you talked about the experience of things not going your way.
Yeah.
How Drew and I guess the rest of the quarterback room rally around him after the way that you were.
Yeah, I mean, I've known Drew for a while. We've had a good connection. So just being able to talk to him, seeing how he deals with things, whether it's not looking at social media or just how he gets over things like that. Because when you're in a situation like him and the whole nation's watching, something may not go your way. Just the way he handled it, I thought it was super professional, and like a young guy like me looking at that. It was cool to see how he dealt with it after the game, dealing with guys that aren't going to be coming back this year because they're graduating, and that was your last college football game in the locker room and everything like that, keeping his spirits high.
What about since you guys have returned to the weight room? What's his demeanor like? What's his mentality?
Yeah, I mean, he's just coming to work every workout, being the first guy there and being the first guy in line for every rep. And I mean, he's just a workaholic. Like that guy's in the facility, more than a lot of people, other than some of the coaches maybe. But yeah, he just works. I don't think things like that are going to change that.
What's it mean to you as a younger player to have him back for another year, to be able to watch him work again?
Yeah, I mean, he's a good mentor for me. Answering questions. Like I got a list of things. I still want to ask him how he kind of prepares or watches. NFL games, NFL quarterbacks. It's something I want to get better at. And I think he does a great job. Walking to the facility in the morning, he's watching an NFL game and seeing how those offenses roll, and I kind of want to learn how to do that, and so just stuff like that, like little things like that, I think are going to be huge for me to learn from him this upcoming year.
What are the things you already learned in that regard, just in general, over your first year in college?
Yeah, kind of like I talked about earlier, the preparation, going into each game. Coach Franklin told me hey, this is a guy that he does it right on the preparation aspect. So like pick his brain, see what he does, and that's what I've tried to do. And I felt like watching film, I understand that more. You know, the plays that we install per week, the game plan plays are like second nature now, and he's helped me with that. Learning how to, you know, make that process easier and put, you know, more time and effort into that.
What's the biggest way that Danny O'Brien has made you a better quarterback?
Yeah, I would say just like allowing the growth process to happen. You know, learning from your mistakes is how you learn, and I think he's one of the best, if not the best, in the country to, you know, teach you from your failures. And that's one of the reasons I came here. I knew he was going to be honest with me, what I needed to improve at. So I think that's one of the biggest things I think he helps me with.
Have you gotten a chance to throw with any of these new wide receivers, and what maybe excites you about this new group?
Yeah, just the energy we have coming into this. We've got a ton of great working with them already, and comfortability with them is huge. Like the pass catching position, whether it's a receiver or tight end, and you know, I feel like we're building that super quickly, and that trust factor is huge. So I feel really comfortable with that. I'm really excited about it actually. So.
What